Caitlin Clark delivers strong shoutout to Kelsey Mitchell after Fever's playoff win. The number 6 seed Indiana Fever continued their impressive playoff run on Sunday, taking down league MVP Aya Wilson and the number 2 seed Las Vegas Aces with an 89-73 victory. The Fever advanced to the semifinals of the 2025 WNBA playoffs following a 2-1 series win over the number 3 seed Atlanta Dream this past week. Kelsey Mitchell led the way for the Fever again on Sunday, recording a game-high 34 points, 3 assists and 2 steals. The All-Star guard connected on 12 of her 23 shot attempts from the field and 4 of her 6 shot attempts from behind the three-point arc. Mitchell has been excellent in the playoffs so far, averaging 26.0 points per game. Immediately following the Fever's win over the Aces on Sunday, Caitlin Clark took to social media with a shout-out for her All-Star teammate. "Kelsey unreal," Clark wrote on X. More basketball. Chicago Sky GM drops major update on Angel Reese trade rumors. Mitchell finished 5th in WNBA MVP voting, trailing Wilson, Nafisa Collier, Alyssa Thomas and Alisha Gray. The 3-time All-Star averaged a career-high 20.2 points per game through 44 regular season contests this season. Clark dealt with a variety of injury issues throughout the 2025 WNBA season. She suffered left quad, left groin, right groin and left ankle issues, limiting her to just 13 appearances in her second pro season. On September 5th, the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year announced that she would not return to the court for the Fever's postseason run. She was left off the team's active roster for the playoffs. More basketball. WNBA punishes Caitlin Clark for what she said after Fever playoff win over Dream. "I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling," Clark wrote. "I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way the fans continued to show up for me and for the Fever brought me so much joy and important perspective. I am so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year." With a 1-0 series lead, Mitchell and the Fever will face off against the Aces in Game 2 on Tuesday night. The arena was still buzzing long after the final buzzer. Fans in gold and navy were on their feet, chanting, waving signs, and soaking in the magic of a playoff victory that felt bigger than basketball. The Indiana Fever had just stunned their opponent in the postseason, proving once again that they were no longer the rebuilding squad of yesterday, but a team with fire, grit, and vision. At the center of it all was Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who had become the most polarizing and celebrated figure in the WNBA. But on this night, the headlines didn't belong to her. They belonged to her veteran teammate, Kelsey Mitchell. Mitchell had been a silent assassin all game long, knocking down threes, slicing through defenses, and playing with the confidence of a star who had been waiting years for her moment under the playoff spotlight. Her scoring outburst tilted the game's momentum, and her poise in crunch times sealed the win. When the microphones turned to Clark in the post-game presser, everyone expected her to talk about her own role, her double-digit assists, her clutch rebounds, her floor vision that orchestrated the offense. But Clark wasn't interested in centering herself. Instead, she leaned toward the microphone with a grin and gave the strongest possible shout-out. "Tonight is about Kelsey Mitchell. She was unstoppable out there, and honestly, we don't win this game without her. She's been that steady force for us all season, and I feel lucky to be her teammate. People better start giving her the respect she deserves because she's one of the toughest guards in this league." Those words landed with weight. A rookie giving flowers. Clark is no stranger to the spotlight. Ever since her college days at Iowa, cameras have followed her every move. Her arrival in the WNBA didn't just boost ratings, it shifted the league's narrative, bringing in new fans, sponsors, and cultural energy. But with the spotlight comes scrutiny. Every turnover, every defensive lapse, every word she says gets dissected. That's what made her shout out to Mitchell so meaningful. It wasn't just a soundbite. It was a deliberate act of leadership, a rookie acknowledging the foundation that a veteran like Mitchell had laid long before Clark entered the league. Kelsey Mitchell, drafted by the Fever back in 2018, had endured the lean years. She had been through coaching changes, roster overhauls, and long losing streaks. Yet she never stopped grinding, never stopped improving. For years, she carried the team's offense on her back, often without much help. And now, paired with Clark and fellow young star Aaliyah Boston, Mitchell finally had the supporting cast to shine on a big stage. The energy shift. The Fever's locker room after the game was a blend of laughter, music, and pure relief. For many on the team, this wasn't just a playoff win. It was a statement that the Fever were no longer just building for the future. The future had arrived. Clark, walking into the room with her trademark swagger, was the first to start clapping for Mitchell as she entered. Teammates followed, creating an impromptu ovation. Mitchell tried to downplay it, shaking her head and laughing, but everyone could see the emotion in her eyes. Clark later told reporters, "What Kelsey's done for this franchise matters. And now the world is seeing it." That line resonated because it reframed the narrative. Fans tuning in often saw the Fever as Caitlin Clark's team, but within the locker room it was clear, this was a collective. And veterans like Mitchell weren't just supporting characters, they were co-stars. Fans take notice. Social media lit up in the hours after the game. Clark's shoutout was clipped, reposted, and celebrated across platforms. Hashtags like #KelseyRespect and #ClarkandMitchell trended among WNBA fans. Some fans wrote that Clark was setting an example for how young stars should honor veterans. Others said it was the perfect encapsulation of what the Fever were becoming. A team that blended youthful energy with experienced resilience. A viral tweet captured the sentiment. Caitlin Clark might be the rookie phenom, but she knows the Fever doesn't run without Kelsey Mitchell. That's leadership. Mitchell's response. When asked about Clark's praise, Mitchell smiled and chose her words carefully. It means a lot. She didn't have to say that. Caitlin's a competitor, and she's already pushing this franchise to new heights. But what makes it special is she wants to lift everyone with her. That's how you build something that lasts. Her response reflected a mutual respect that had been building all season. On the court, Mitchell benefited from Clark's passing and floor spacing. Off the court, Clark leaned on Mitchell's knowledge of the league, her advice on travel routines, and her steadying voice in huddles. It wasn't a mentor-mentee dynamic, nor was it a clash of egos. It was something more powerful, a partnership rooted in shared ambition. The bigger picture. The Fever's playoff run was never guaranteed. Critics doubted whether Clark could adapt quickly to the WNBA's physicality. Others questioned whether the Fever had enough depth to hang with the league's powerhouses.